Today I created an episode that was supposed to serve as a warm-up to summer knitting. Life got in between, so that is not what actually happened. But I am going to go through and rate all of my summer knits of 2024. And actually, you can do that any time of summer, so I don't think it really matters. These are mostly garments. Some of them are accessories, and there is a pair of socks in here as well. I'm going to go I'm going to go through all of these, and I will talk about the actual piece, the yarn I used, something about the construction and the knitting experience. I will also talk about wear, how much did I wear this piece and why, or why not, what I learned from making this piece, both knitting and wearing it. Would I do anything different? Would I knit it again? And if I knit it again, what would I change about it? And then to the rating itself, and I call this hot or not. I will rate the piece from 1 through 5. And at the end, I will give you a few summarized findings. What I learned from knitting and wearing these pieces, about what I like and what works for me. So that is the whole thing. I will insert short films of me wearing the pieces so that you can see how they look on my body. Hi, hello, and welcome to Knit in the City. I am Rebecca. The city is an aspiration. I am really excited to go through my knits of last year and give my honest opinion of how they work and how they were to work on. There are 2 sets and an accessory that I made for my girls. I will be talking about them as well, but I will not be rating them since I'm not the one who has been wearing them. And I haven't talked to them about this. So I will skip the rating for those. What I'm wearing today is the sunset camisole that you really can't see at all, but I will insert a picture of that as well. This is a Sari Nordlund pattern, and she actually has a video tutorial going through the process of knitting this piece. I can just lift it up a little bit so you can see the yarn. This is knit in BC Garn Lino, which is 100% linen yarn. I really love a linen yarn. They are quite hard wearing to work with, but once they're finished, you can just throw them in the washing machine and they just keep getting softer and shinier with each wash. They're also very light and airy on your body. I mean, you don't really sweat in these kinds of garments, so they were just perfect for summer. This is knit top down, and you make all of these 4 triangles. It has triangles it's the same in the back and the front except for this ruffle going diagonally through the body. So you start with them, and then you put them all together and knit in the round till you finish the piece. And it has a folded hem, so it looks really neat. I'm not going to be talking any more about this because I didn't knit it in 2024. I actually knit it in 2023. I'm going to start with the accessories, and the first one is the Penelope Kirchief. And this I made for my oldest daughter. It looks like this. And yeah, there will also not be films of the kids wearing the things. I will insert pictures because I do have pictures for most of them. I don't think for this one though. So I'll just show it to you like this. The yarn I used for this is 2 strands of tynn line held together. And that was leftovers from the tan top and short set that I made for her. This is very simple. You start from the top here, knit all the way down, and you knit this beautiful lace panel. And this is the Penelope Kirchief, by the way. I forgot to say that. It's a really quick and easy knit. After you're done with the triangle, you just pick up stitches here and make an I-cord. Or no, actually you start here with the I-cord, and then you pick up stitches, make the I-cord here, and just finish like this. And it's really nice because, I mean, I could actually wear this because it's easy to tie with these I-cord ties. Now my hair is going to get stuck, but bear with me. So the knitting experience was very pleasant. It's really quick, and it's fun with the lace panel. It doesn't get boring, and it just takes up very little yarn. She hasn't worn this a lot because it kind of slides off the hair when you wear it like this. So even if you tie it down properly, it's gonna keep or start sliding at some point. I think it's really cute. It protects the hair from the sun, but I mean, that's not great. I guess with these things, that's just what happens, but it was mostly a fun thing to do with the leftover yarn. So what I learned, knitting this was not a problem, very easy, fun, but the wear, I just feel like this is not a super practical thing. Maybe if you have like really curly hair that it's gonna stick to, then it could work, and also to hold your hair down. But like me, she has straight hair. So I mean, maybe I will knit it again because maybe if her little sister wants one, I will knit one for her. Otherwise, I don't think I will revisit this. This is a free pattern, by the way, and it is really cute. And if it is something that works for you, I could totally recommend it. So for the rating, I wasn't going to do that because I'm not the one wearing it. And the next accessory is the market bag by Davina Choi. And I have knit this in 100% linen yarn. I think it's from Ullcentrum, called Linnea. I'm not quite sure because I had a ball of this linen yarn just lying around in my stash, and it had been for years. The construction of this is quite interesting. You start here, making this garter border, and then you just knit it in one piece all the way down, like just a long stretch of fabric, like a rectangle. And then when you get to the other end, with this lace pattern obviously, and then when you get to the end, you do the garter stitch border, and after that you pick up stitches along like the long side of the rectangle, and then you cast on stitches for the handle, pick up on this side. This is a free pattern, so I'm not giving anything away that I shouldn't. This handle, and then you knit this in garter until you're... And I had to redo this because the instructions for picking up stitches was quite complicated. Like you do these many here and that many there, and I was just, screw that, I'm just gonna pick up whatever I feel like. And that meant that this hole was just it became just way too wide. So I had to undo it and do what the pattern told me to do, which I should have done to begin with, actually. I have used this quite a lot. Linen is a really sturdy, or makes a really sturdy fabric. So this is great for bringing to the grocery store. This is also a great beach bag. I do put, when I travel with lots of knits, I can put all of the knitting bags in here. It does hold quite a lot, and it's not gonna break. I mean, it wouldn't break from knits, but even if you like buy fruit and potatoes and heavy stuff like that, it's gonna be just fine. Yeah, so I use it a lot. What I learned from knitting this is read the pattern, please, which is something I've learned many times, and I'm still not really good at doing it. I also should have been more careful with the lace pattern because I have made some mistakes here. I'm not sure you can see it, but I mean, I should have been more... Here is something that doesn't look quite right. It doesn't really matter because this is like just like a practical item, and no one is going to look like this very thoroughly, I guess. But yeah, I could have been more careful knitting this. What else? I think that this bag is not very deep, which I would have liked, because you can see that this is quite wide up here. I would like a bag that is a bit deeper, and I think I'm actually going to make a bag like that this season, but we'll see. Would I knit it again? Yeah. I mean, I could knit it in a different color. I have some leftover cotton yarn that would probably be enough to make a bag like this. Hot or not, like with the mistakes, I really like the color, it's super practical. I think I'm gonna give this a 3 because I wasn't paying that much attention, and the depth of the bag I wanted to be a bit deeper. The next accessory is not really an accessory per se. It's a pair of socks, and it is the Confetti Cake socks. And this is actually the only pair of socks that I finished last year, because I mean, I am still suffering from sock overload from 2023, I think it was. The summer of 2023, when I cast on like 100 pairs of socks and didn't finish any of them. So these are shorty socks. It's a free pattern. I have used leftover yarn for these. The main color is from Stranded Dye Works, her sock base. I don't quite remember what it's called. If I find it, I can put it on the screen. And all of these are leftover sock yarn. All of the stripes are leftover sock yarn. The dark green came with this yarn as a set, because I bought the sock set. The purple one is West Yorkshire Spinners Signature 4-ply is the long name of this yarn. The more bluish purple is Lorna's Lace's Shepherd Sock. And I mean, all of these I have knit other socks with as well. That's why I call them leftovers. Hello. And then the yellow one, both the yellow and the blue, is actually Järbo Junior Raggi, which is their thin sock yarn. And then the toe, this is a Sandnes sock yarn that has alpaca in it, and I have not figured out what this is called because this has been discontinued and I can't find it anywhere. Yeah, that's that. The knitting experience was quite pleasant because you only do short bits of each color. These are knit cuff down the way I like it. They have a heel flap and gusset. Yeah, just a simple shorty sock that is nice to wear in the summer. I have worn these some. I feel like wool socks in the summer are not as horrible as you would think, but also not wearable on every day. But I mean, I quite like these in little tennis shoes or something like that on the days that are not the hottest ones. Would I knit them again? I mean, maybe. I don't feel like I absolutely need another pair with the same pattern. What would I do differently if I did? Probably make them a little bit bigger because they are quite tight on the foot with the color work. Or maybe, I mean, maybe I would just turn them inside out while doing the color work, which I did not do because this was really simple color work. But I mean, they are a bit too tight, to be honest. I mean, not when you wear them, it's fine, but to get them on and off is a bit of a struggle, actually. I'm gonna give these ones a 3 as well, because, I mean, they look nice, they're wearable, they're a bit too small. I don't wear them a ton. Okay, that was all of the accessories. The next category is sets. And I only have 2 sets and they're the same. It's the tan top and shorts by Helga Isager that I knit for my kids. I have full sets, of course, but I only brought 1 pair of shorts and 1 top, just so you can see. So these are the shorts. They're knit in Sandnes tynn line. They have an elastic inserted here for good fit. So this is Little Sisters shorts. And then I have the top, which is Big Sisters in a different color. This is the color Putty. So this is what this looks like. So construction, I'll start with the shorts. You knit one leg at a time, and then you sew them together here at the front and at the back. And I have to say I am pretty pleased with my sewing, because if you've been with me for a while, you know that I hate sewing and I'm really bad at it. So I'm happy with this. When you knit these, it's a bit of a struggle. I mean, not a bit of a struggle, but you have to pay attention because you are giving 3 sets of different instructions at the same time, because they have short rows in the back. And then when you make the increases, the increases are different rates here and here. And after a while, you stop making increases to the front and just do it to the back. And so there are a lot of at the same time. So really read through the pattern thoroughly, which is something I rarely do. So, I mean, I did frog a few times before I got things right. They have this really nice little wedge here. You were supposed to make some kind of mesh thing in these little cutouts. I chose not to because you were supposed to use a different yarn, and also the kids didn't want that, and I do like them this way. The tank is a bit simpler to knit. This is knit bottom up in the round. And this also has these decorative panels of ribbing at the front and at the sides. There's not a slit in the side for the tank. You sew the piece together up here. So it's knit in the round up until the armhole starts. Then it's separated into back and the 2 fronts, and you knit these separately. And then you have the decreases for the armhole and the V-neck that are different rates. So there's a bit of focus needed there as well, but it's not nearly as bad as with the shorts. The thing is, after you've done all of this, it's so worth all the work that you put in, because this is just such a beautiful set. And even though I'm not rating these, the girls have been wearing these sets a lot. It's really cool in the summer. The tynn is a great summer yarn. It's really thin and makes for these really drapey, airy pieces. They have been wearing the set together, and they have also been wearing the pieces separately with other things, like this with a skirt or a different pair of shorts, and these with different tops. So I think that this was a real success. Would I knit it again? I'm actually thinking about making the tank for myself. These are not concrete plans yet. I mean, I totally would make the shorts, but I don't think I look good in shorts. So perhaps not. What would I do differently if I knit them again? I would read the pattern, like, thoroughly. And I mean, I actually had to make notes for all the increases and decreases that I had to make to just get on top of things. So the rest of the things that I've knit for the summer are things that I knit for myself. And the first one is the retro button dress. And if I'm not lying to you, I actually finished this last summer. And I wore it as well last summer. And it looks like this, and I will insert the video because I can't show you the whole thing. Like this. And the yarn is Drops Bell, and it has a slight variegation with it itself. This is obviously a thicker yarn than tynn, which also makes this garment a bit warmer, but since it doesn't cover your arms, it's still fine to wear in the summer. And the construction of this is, it's knit bottom up, and you make decreases on the skirt. and this button placket, you can't really open it because you just make, when you make the piece, you make this panel all the way here, and then when it's done you pick up stitches for the button band and then sew the buttons on. And I do like this because I have kind of a big bust, and when I wear things with buttons I often get gapy holes around the high bust. So this is really good. When you reach the armholes, you knit the front and the back pieces separately, back and forth, and then you sew these straps together at the end. I like the thickness of these straps. This was of course a bit of a slog because it's a dress. It's still a thick yarn, so it didn't take forever. And this is, the length is just above the knee, so it's also not super long. I wore this quite a bit, but then I tossed it in the washing machine and it shrunk as cotton does, and then this started to cut into my flesh. So what I did was I had to rip out all the edgings, like here and here, around the armholes and the neck, then pick up and knit the straps a bit longer, sew them together, then pick up for all the edgings again. And this actually took me a while because it was just so boring to do. But I recently finished the whole thing and I have worn it again, and now I feel really great about it because not only do my arms fit in here, but also the neckline is a bit lower, which I also like. So I think this dress looks really flattering on me. I would love to make another one in a different color. So now I'm on to that again. So the learnings first is that when I knit a cotton garment, I need to pay attention to the straps, which is quite difficult because they're also gonna grow with wear. But yeah, this is a hard one, to be honest, because sometimes the straps just stretch so much that they get too long, and in this case I washed it and they were too short. And this is also quite a heavy garment, but I mean, the thing is, I think it's better to make them a little bit longer because you just toss it in the washing machine and they're going to shrink up again. And like I said, yeah, I would knit this again in maybe a lighter color, winter white perhaps, or like this one, putty, which is a different yarn of course, but I mean you could totally knit this in Sandnes Line because it has pretty much the same fiber content and thickness as the drop spell. So I am going to rate this. This is hard because I want to give it a 5, but is it perfect? It's not perfect. I'm going to give it a 4. Yeah, this is a solid 4. So next category is tees. And I only made 2 tees last summer. I do need more tees because I do like when my upper arms are covered. The first one is perhaps not really a tee. It's more of a cardigan, and it is the Dargiling blouse. And it doesn't want to stay like this. The yarn I used for this is just your average 100% cotton yarn that you can buy at the grocery store. It's called Emma 84 from Falk Garn, and this is actually one of the first yarns I ever bought from my local grocery store, and it just took me a while to knit something from this. I really love the color of this yarn. I think it looks really good on me. The construction of this piece is, it's a cardigan, so it's knit flat, and you start with this, you start from the bottom with this beautiful lace border. It also has a picot edge. And then you knit, I don't really remember how you, I think you cast on for the sleeves. knit the border, and then just knit this together with the body to make this beautiful saddle shoulder. This was actually kind of magic. And the knitting experience for this was amazing. This is so much fun to knit. It says in the pattern that it's a bit of a complicated thing to make this border. I don't think that's true. I think if you just pay attention and read the pattern, you're not going to have a problem. I can really recommend this knit. It was just so much fun to knit. The wear though, I have not been wearing this much. The reason for this is that it is a little bit tight on me. I picked a size that I normally would pick, and I have had struggles with plant fibers where the garment turns out like just way bigger than it actually were supposed to, which doesn't happen with wool. But in this case, I picked the size large, which is definitely my size, and it just turned out small. I mean, my gauge could be off, I don't remember. The other thing with this is that it has an I-cord edging, a rather thin one, and it just rolls, even though this has been blocked like properly with pins and everything, but it still rolls like crazy. Also, I picked buttons that were way too small, so you can't really button it because these will come out of the holes. And I mean, lots of people have given me suggestions on how to fix this, and thank you very much. I just haven't gotten to it yet. But I mean, eventually I will, if I feel like it's not just too... I mean, I don't know. So, what I learned from this is gauge. Check your gauge, people, like I always do. And with this, I mean, maybe not do like this really thin I-cord, because I think it's really difficult to have it not roll, especially in this cotton yarn. And also, when you buy buttons for a garment, bring the garment to the store so you can check if the buttons are going to fit. So yeah, I learned a lot from knitting this. Would I knit it again? Yeah, I probably would, because the process was so much fun, and I would love to make a garment that I can actually wear using this pattern. So yeah, is this hot or not? I mean, it's super pretty, but I'm not super happy with how, I mean, I'm super happy with the look of it, but there are so many things that are just not working, and I've hardly worn it. So despite this being a really beautiful garment, I'm gonna give this a 2. Okay, the next tee is a real tee, and this is the outline tee from Jessie Made Designs. And this was knit in a yarn called, this is from a fabric store that also sells yarn. And it's called Freya Colorful, I think. This is 100% cotton yarn, just your average cotton yarn. I do like this dusty violet color. And this t-shirt is knit from the bottom up. It has a twisted rib around the hem, around the arms. And then it has these dropped stitches, and that is those stripes that you can see. These are dropped stitches. So you make a yarn over in all the places where you want to drop the stitches. And luckily enough, when I got to the spot where you're supposed to drop them, they were all in the right place. So I was a bit nervous actually, but it really worked out well. This is a V-neck, as you can see, and there is also dropped stitches around the neck. The only thing I did differently than the pattern is that, because the sleeves are just supposed to be this this ribbing, like right here, but I wanted a bit of a sleeve, so I just added some stockinette here. How much did I wear this? I mean, to begin with, I didn't wear it a lot, because for some reason I found it a bit frumpy on me. Then I bought myself a pair of jeans and found that it looks really good with jeans. I mean, paired with a skirt, I don't like it, but paired with jeans. So I've now started wearing it. Like last summer, I didn't wear it much, but this summer I've started wearing it a bit more. But of course, if you're wearing it with jeans, it can't be a really hot day because you can't wear jeans on a hot day, obviously. So this is more for the cooler summer days. But perhaps I could get myself a pair of jean shorts, and that would probably also look good, given that I don't look great in shorts. But I mean, this comes down a bit. It's not super cropped, so maybe it could work. Right, now we're on to the tanks. And the first tank that I finished is the retro button tank, which is the same as the, well, it's not exactly the same, but it's from the same designer, and the look is very similar as the retro button dress. And this is Vitre design. I love this tank as well. It is knit in Sandnes Line, which is a really nice summer yarn. It's obviously not as nice as the tynn line because it's a lot thicker. But I mean, I love the feel of this yarn. I love to knit with it. It's not hard on your hands like some cotton yarns can be. And it's not 100% cotton. It has some viscose and linen in it as well, which makes it feel nicer to the touch. The construction of this is like the dress, bottom up. This was actually supposed to be knit back and forth, and you were supposed, so that this opened properly. But I did the same thing as for the dress. I just made this panel and then picked up stitches so that these buttons don't open, which I do prefer for reasons that I talked about before. I mean, this was a fun knitting experience. The yarn is pretty thick. It doesn't take that long to make. I love the look of it with the scoop neck, and the buttons are really pretty. Or it's really pretty with the button placket on a tank top, I think. What I learned knitting this, not that much. It was pretty straightforward. I didn't make any bad mistakes. It's all good. The only thing that I learned from wearing it is that it's really short. Like, it's too cropped to be super comfortable. I mean, I have worn this quite a lot despite that, but I have to be careful to wear something that is really high-waisted or like on top of a dress, which is not super great for summer because you don't want to wear layers, really. But yeah, I mean, I really like the color as well. It's really cute. Would I knit this again? I totally would. Like in a more neutral color, I think. Maybe a navy or some kind of sandy color. Hot or not? I mean, this is super hot, I think. I'm gonna rate this a 4. If I were to knit it again, I would make it a little bit longer. I still want it to be short, but I don't want my belly showing. Yeah. Okay, so the next one is the Saratop, which is a Sari Nordlund pattern. And this is a free pattern from the yarn company Novita. This I have knit in a cotton yarn from said fabric store. This is a discontinued yarn. It's like a ribbon yarn. So, I mean, no, don't remember what it was called, and doesn't really matter because you can't buy it. This has a kind of, what is this, like a broken rib kind of situation? Yeah, because this is the inside of the garment. So you're wearing it inside out, so to speak. This does open properly. So there are some skin showing through here, unfortunately. This is knit back and forth since it opens, and it has ribbing here. I mean, these straps are also ribbing. They look really neat. I mean, this is the thing with cotton yarn. When you wash it, it just sucks really nicely into place, and it looks really crisp. This is rather a thick yarn. It's like a worsted weight, which makes the garment a bit warmer than you might like, but it is a tank top, so it's going to be fine. I really like the shape of this V, both front and back, and in the pattern it is worn both sides with buttons on the front and buttons in the back. How much have I worn this? Or I didn't talk about the knitting experience. The knitting experience was a slog. It was really boring to knit these really long rows of twisted rib. And that is the reason, that is one of the reasons that I haven't worn this much, because did I say it was bottom up? I think I did. I didn't knit this for long enough. This is super cropped. It's also a little bit too small. I mean, it's quite tight on me, which you will see when I put in the little film of me wearing it. So no, I have not been wearing this much. It should be a little bit longer, a little bit bigger, but I got lazy. Yeah. Would I knit this again? I think I would, because I think it is really pretty. And I would love to have a garment like this that I could actually wear. Hot or not, I think it looks really hot. It's just not that wearable. I'm gonna give it a 3. Maybe give it to one of my daughters. No, it's going to be too big for them. Not yet. Okay, in a couple of years perhaps. I don't want to frog it. Okay, the next tank top is the Tiptop tank. And it looks like this. This is knit in Viking garn bamboo, which is 100% bamboo yarn. This is also a bottom-up tank top. It has a little slit on the side, one rib down here. The other edges are I-cord. And you have a little detail on the sides here with just 2 little pearl stitches going down the side here. This was quite a pleasant knitting experience. This is a free pattern. It comes both in a DK weight and a fingering weight, and this is the DK weight. So yeah, fun to knit. This has the same V, both front and back, that I really like. How much have I worn this? I have worn this some. This is just like the Saratop. It's not too small, but it is a bit more cropped than I would have liked. So yeah, I would totally knit this a bit longer if I was to knit it again. I do like the feel of the yarn. It's really soft, and it has the bamboo has a sheen to it that is really nice. The only thing with bamboo is that it's a super heavy fiber, which you can feel on hot summer days. If I were to knit this again, I would totally knit it longer. I would knit this again. I'm actually going to knit the fingering weight version this summer. So I am going to knit it again, and I'm going to knit it a little bit longer so that it will be more wearable. Hot or not, I love the way this looks on me. I think it's super flattering. So I'm going to give this a 4. And it would probably get a 5 if it was a bit longer. Okay, the last tank top is the square neck Camisole by Helene Beba. And this is a 3/3 rib camisole knit in a 50% merino, 50% cotton yarn from Järbo, I think. All the yarns will be in the description box down below, so if I say something wrong, the correct information is going to be there. So this, as opposed to all the other tank tops, is knit from the top down. And I love knitting things from the top down, but it is somewhat problematic because you start with knitting the straps, and you don't really know how long they're supposed to be. So I knit them a bit longer than I would have liked. It's not super scoopy, but the straps do fall off my shoulders because I have sloped shoulders, so they kind of fall off my shoulders. There is some shaping here, and the rib hugs the curves in a really nice way. And the reason I chose to knit this with a bit of wool content is because otherwise the ribbing is not going to cinch in. It's just going to hang loosely on your body, and I don't really like the look of that. How much have I worn this? Or I didn't say anything about the knitting experience. This is a bit of a slog. You knit it on 3mm needles, and this is a fingering weight yarn, and it's a ribbed camisole. But I mean, it doesn't have any sleeves, so it's not super annoying. I have knit this a good bit longer than my other tank tops, which is great because I can wear it as a layering piece as well. Tuck it into my trousers or skirt or whatever it is I'm wearing. I have worn this quite a bit, but mostly, like I said, as a layering piece, because the wool content makes it a bit too warm for the warm summer days. So it's not super practical for the heat of summer, I have to say. Would I knit it again? Yeah, I mean, I would love to knit it in a different color. If I knit it again, I would make the straps shorter, definitely, because I don't want them falling off my shoulders. But I guess that's pretty much the only thing that I would change. Hot or not, I think this is, it looks really good on. It's quite flattering. So I'm going to give this a 4 as well. And this is definitely long enough. So that's really great. Okay, so the last garment that I have to talk about now is a sweater or a blouse. This is the blouse number 1, the love of my life. No, not really. But this is my favorite things knitwear blouse number 1 that my knitting friend is always teasing me about because I talk about it all the time. This is knit top down. It has a contiguous shoulder construction, short rows in the back. This is a boat neck. I forgot to talk about the yarn. This is also drop spell, just like the dress, in this cherry red, really lovely. It might be a bit too bright for me, but I don't care because I love it. It has these lovely bell sleeves. I mean, I'm a sucker for a good bell sleeve, I have to say. How much have I worn this? Every chance I get, actually. I wear it on its own, I wear it over a skirt, I wear it with trousers. I mean, this can be worn in the spring and early autumn as well. It's just perfect for when you need a sweater, but a wool sweater is too warm. For the heat of summer, it's a bit warm. But on these cooler summer days, like the one we have today, it's just fine. And this is also great to put on in the evening when it gets a little bit cooler, like it does here in Sweden. Would I knit it again? I totally would. Probably in a more neutral color. And I have also been talking about making this into a dress. And my favorite things knitwear has recently come out with a dress pattern for the dress number 1, which pretty much is the blouse number 1, but in dress version. So loving that. I mean, I think her patterns are amazing. I have knit this one. I'm also working on the sweater number 20. I don't know what it is, but the way she makes patterns are just stellar. I would have a lot more of them if she sold them on Ravelry and I didn't have to go to her webpage and just download it to whatever space on my phone that I can't find again. But yeah, that's the rant. Yeah, so I wore this to death. I'm going to wear it to death this summer and autumn as well. What did I learn knitting this and wearing this? I mean, I could have added a few centimeters to this. I could. It's not too short, but I mean, it could be a little bit longer, I guess. But that's the only thing I have. Yeah, oh, I forgot to tell you, this was also one of the patterns that I had to pick a much smaller size than I normally would because of the fiber. So with the plant fibers, it's just a lottery. I mean, I don't know from time to time, I really don't. So yeah. And another thing I learned when knitting this is, I mean, because I'm a wool girl, I love wool. I mean, wool is my life's blood. But I have to say, between this and the Kylie pullover that I finished this spring, and I have already been wearing it so much. The Kylie has an eyelet and cable pattern all over. This also has bell sleeves. I love myself some bell sleeves. But I mean, I've been wearing these sweaters so much, been loving them so much. These are some of my favorite sweaters, even though they're knit in plant fiber yarns. So I don't know what's wrong with me, I just love them so much. So obviously this is going to be a 5 out of 5, no doubt about that. And yeah, just love all around. That was all I had to talk about today, and it was quite a lot, I have to be honest. The weather is not great, so I'm probably just going to go on to film another video, and that is going to be the monthly roundup, which is now going to be covering 2 months this time. So I'm going to talk about both May and June and the things that I've been working on, finishing, doing, being occupied with. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy the summer and that you get lots of knitting time. See you. Bye bye. Oh, and I totally forgot that I promised you some summarized findings. The first one of those is that I knit things too short. I mean, I really like cropped sweaters, and that kind of works when it's cold because you layer them. But in the summer, you don't really want to wear anything underneath, which means your belly is going to peek out if these things are too short, or if you don't wear something that is super high-waisted. So the learning here is knit things longer, please. Come on, don't be lazy. The second thing is no merino or merino blends in my summer knits, because I'm just going to be way too hot to be able to wear them in the summer. And on that note, I probably shouldn't be knitting super form-fitted or like ribbed things that really need to cinch in, because you do kind of need some wool content for that to stay that way, so to speak. The third learning is more positive. I love, love, love bell sleeves. So more bell sleeves for the people. Another thing that isn't really a learning from knitting these things, but it's something that I've been thinking about wearing them, is that I do need more summer cardigans, like lightweight cardigans in summer yarns that I can wear on top of these tank tops that I have made. And I also want to make more dresses. So that's it. Just felt I had to add what I had already promised you that I would deliver.